Hi everyone and welcome to WARNO. Today we've got something a little bit different from the tournament. This is a ranked match from in the game and it's Ski versus Ambert. Ski is number 6 at the time of this and Ambert is number 5 in the rankings at the time of this. Both very good players. So we have Ambert playing as the Panzer Division and he is on the right of the screen in blue. And we have the 8th Infantry Division for Ski and he is over at the left. This should be a really interesting matchup. There's two very experienced players who've been playing a lot of ranked games in the ladder in the game. Obviously, they've also taken part in some of the tournaments you will have noted before, and both have done fairly well. Ambert being very well known from the likes of Wargame Red Dragon. Ski, I'm not too sure. I don't, off the top of my head, remember from Wargame Red Dragon. But I gotta be honest, I didn't watch a lot of their tournaments. So immediately, combat up at the top. Ambert defending. Ski doing a hard push against that point. And I think Ambert is immediately in trouble there, as Ski is completely outnumbering him. In the middle, we've had a quick move by Ambert to slow down the forces from Ski. That's a really good idea, just getting a squad of infantry there straight away, slow down anything that's coming along that road, which means that Ambert is going to be getting in there very quickly. Down here at the bottom, Ambert has not gone for the push at the bottom into Foxtrot, which is quite a common thing we see. He's actually just gone for forming a defensive position with a couple of units, and realistically Ski has put in a lot of forces to aggressively hold that point. He did not want Ambert getting in there. In the center, we see Ambert depositing the majority of his forces now. He does have a very nice big Leopard 2A3 coming in there, along with a couple of smaller tanks. That's an M48 and a Jeopard 1A1 anti-air unit. The M48, actually a very good little tank. Now, this is really interesting. Ski has managed to push straight into Alpha. Ambert now bringing in his forces to counter that. He just has pioneers there, interestingly. Obviously very good up close and personal in buildings, throwing their satchel charges from building to building. Equally, since he's playing as the 5th Panzer Division even. God, I keep getting those confused. The 5th Panzer Division, the West Germans, he could actually be bringing in the Flam Patrons, which are very good in buildings as well. Down at the bottom of the map, not much movement, just those defensive positions being held. In the center, we have a significant amount of forces for Ambert. He is planning to hold this with some significant infantry force and a couple of tanks. Interestingly, no one has brought in any command vehicles yet. I'm just having a quick scan around the map. More reinforcements coming in from Ski. Some look to be heading towards Alpha. I assume these ones here probably heading towards the center. This Jaeger Aufkul squad holding off the entirety of Ski's forces from the center. I mean, you've got to give them some credit. They are actually dead finally now. But, you know, a couple of squads here for Ski, but all those forces were still held back. He lost one Bradley, had to pull the other one back. Up here at the top, a significant infantry fight going on. Unfortunately, even if I zoom in, you can't see a lot happening. Obviously, we can see the little vehicles driving in there, but we can't really see the infantry. Oh, we can see these ones pulling out of the buildings. They are retreating back. They are suffering heavy losses. Those pioneers obviously getting up close and personal with all of those satchel charges. These guys, I assume, have depleted theirs. Yep, and these guys not thrown any yet. Good squads, pretty large squads. 10 men versus the engineers, which are only 5. So have an advantage anyway due to their numbers. Very quick response from Ambert there, has managed to retake control of Alpha. Obviously Ski having to reposition his forces because he needed to push into the center point. Nothing down at the bottom. This has been a quiet one in this game, interestingly. Both more experienced players being more aggressive at the top of the map and in the center. 2 M48s being positioned along this side here. Coming up against some mech rifles. Obviously we'll be taking a lot of damage from the dragons that they have there. Obviously tanks very good versus infantry in buildings, very good versus infantry in tree lines and things, but only if they are out of range of the anti-tank. Unfortunately for Ambert, the dragons have a pretty long range and are pretty effective, managing to kill those M48s pretty darn quickly. These Jaeger, in the middle of a field. Not entirely sure why they're all the way out there. But getting some good shots off against the vehicles that came in. But won't be doing as much of those mech rifles as infantry in forests get a little bit of a defensive bonus. Mainly against HE, I believe, but don't quote me on that. It's still something that confuses me in this game a little bit. Up here at the top, Ambert reinforcing with more pioneers. He does not want anyone coming in here. Interestingly, flash troops being brought in for Ski, but though they outrange the pioneers, I mean, the pioneers, again, still have the advantage when they get up close, I believe. And those are just normal engineer squads. The Flash are running away. Flash squads, I believe, have, yeah, only 5 members as well. These engineers, basically the equivalent to the pioneers, have 10 members. But I think Ambert just outnumbers and has obviously all these TZPZ folks, which will be doing a lot of assisting fire. Center of the map. Now, interestingly, because Ambert has focused more up here, doesn't have as many reinforcements down here. Is bringing in some tanks at the top now, a couple of M48s, nice and cheap. Was bringing in some infantry there, is doing a hard push. Interestingly, Ambert has taken a point there. I've just realised he has taken 2 points. So he is +4 currently. I expect we will be seeing Ski do the same, as he will need to match that. Ambert trying to bring in some infantry down there, but yeah, they got destroyed, I think, in the vehicle, and these ones, yeah, they didn't last long. So a bit of a shift now. We've had a lot of reinforcements from Ambert in at the top of the map there, going into Alpha. Hotel completely empty. Obviously, the front line for Ski was planned to be in Alpha. He's having to sort of pull back and form a bit of a defense there. Look at those M48s. Took out that M1. Very effective. Don't underestimate those little tanks. Better than they look. On paper, they look terrible, but they do alright. Now, because Ambert has been refocused up here, is bringing in his Flampetrons, he doesn't have much in the middle. Not a lot happening at the bottom still. No one bringing in reinforcements there, really. It's just hold, hold, hold. We are seeing Ambert likely bringing in, I assume all of these are going to go at the middle. 2A3 there, taking some shots. You know what's interesting? I have not noticed, and I don't know if anyone else has noticed and I missed it. I've not seen any aircraft from either of these players yet. I've seen no bombers. That's something we see at the moment in the game, is a lot of air spam, but I haven't seen either of these guys bring in any aircraft yet. It's all been ground forces. Ambert pushing lots of reinforcements towards the middle, I imagine now, really needs to help secure that point. He does have it captured at the minute. He is +7, but obviously lots of enemy forces moving in. That Leopard 2A3 will be causing some significant issues. Very strong tank, but a lovely target for a cluster bomber. But as I say, not seen any bombers yet from anyone. Command vehicle finally coming in for Ski there, and there, and there. Okay, so Ski is going to be bringing in 3 command vehicles, I assume, to cap these 3 points, which will at least reduce Ambert to +1. That said, command vehicle coming in here to go to Alpha for Ambert, so he will be back at +3 until such a time as Ski manages to cap the middle as well. All these Zisharun coming in now. Now those are cheap units. They are anti-infantry only. They have no other weapons than their main rifles. They aren't very skilled. They are literally cannon fodder for absorbing fire and doing a bit of damage to enemy infantry. They are certainly not your main forces. But they are cheap and you can bring in a lot. And obviously coming up against a huge wall of them in a forest is pretty scary. Ambert being a bit more sensible with these Flam Patrons here. He's just moving them in slowly. He's deposited them there. Obviously won't be able to do much against that Abrams. Now the Jaeger Aufkol will be able to, and those 2 M48s will be fairly effective against them. Engineer Flash versus Flampetrons and Jaeger there. The Flampetrons did win that one. The Flampetrons have more units, so they are a 10-man squad compared to the 5-man Flash squad. Again, another reason that those Pioneer Flampetrons are really good in this game. Really useful right now. Well worth having in your deck. In fact, if you have the 5th Panzer, I don't know why I keep calling it the 7th. If you have the 5th Panzer for the West Germans and you don't have the Flampetrons, you're doing something wrong. Ski making very good use of his Abrams here against those Flampetrons. Flampetrons will not scratch those Abrams. He needs to bring up either the Jaeger Aufkall or those 2 tanks to be doing damage to these tanks. Interestingly, Ski moving that Abrams over here to help against these Jaeger. The Jaeger are dead, however. Now, I wouldn't have been moving them on the basis that another Jaeger squad could easily take out that tank, but at the moment it's just Zischerungs. I'm assuming Ski doesn't know that, though. Still +3 for Ambert. And here we go. Something we haven't seen done in a very long time. Units being brought around the back, Rangers in Blackhawks. Obviously, very questionable tactic because there's still this issue that these units will spawn from the choppers even if the chopper is dead. And some people on the special team that test the game suggesting that it is currently a feature that they do that. Full credit to Ski, he didn't just get them destroyed, he has landed them and deployed his Rangers. So very much full credit to Ski for that. I appreciate him doing it properly. Ski basically causing a lot of problems by having these infantry there. It means that Ambert will have to respond to that while also worrying about the middle. There are a lot of reinforcements coming in for Ski there. Ambert in full control of Alpha now, managed to push his front line forward quite a bit there compared to where it was at the start of the game. Hotel capped with only a little bit of defense there. Realistically, if Ambert so chooses to, he could easily push into Hotel. No question about that. A little bit of movement here at the bottom. Not any real reinforcements coming in for Ski, but he is pushing up his recon team to see what's coming in. Possibly wanting to spot that command vehicle. Zischerungs coming in here and some Grenadiers with Marders. Marders will be very helpful here at this point to kill these Rangers. But that command vehicle very likely going to die. In the center, we see Ski making some headway. He is making a push through here. Those 2 Abrams tanks. Now, this is usually somewhat unheard of. You have 2 Abrams tanks going into a forested area. Rifles behind them, not in front. Usually these need to be supported by infantry in front of them, but because they're against Zischerungs, they have no fear. Zischerungs, no anti-tank. Jaeger Aufkall, however, are getting some shots off along with that M48, but that won't be enough against the front armor of the Abrams. And the Leopard obviously does not have a shot on it currently. Jaeger Aufkall getting ripped to shreds in the middle there, getting shot at from all 3 sides. Tank there is going to get shot at by that Leopard 2A3. Leopard 2A3 super effective. Leopard 2A3 taking a shot against that Abrams as well. Leopard 2A3 not taking any damage at the moment. Oh wow, see that? M48 killed that M1 with a little help from the Aufkall, but didn't take any damage because the attention was focused on the Jaeger. But they have survived. Loads of infantry pushing through this side now. Ski knows he needs to get a commander into this center point. Down at the bottom of the map, we do have the pushback in this point coming from the Grenadiers, the Zischerungs, the Marders, and the Lux firing at those Rangers as well. Unfortunately, Ambert did lose his commander there. Not the end of the world as long as he has spare ones. And he is significantly up in points still. He still has +1. Ski very far behind. And we're seeing the bombers starting to come in. We see an MW1 there. We're seeing 2 clusters coming in there. I assume that was against that tank. It is dead. I didn't see the bombs drop, though. One of those planes was killed, however. That is one very dead cluster bomber. I think the MW1 got out intact, but I'm not 100% on that. I refocus my attention here. So that's the first bombers I've seen this game, the first aircraft. Obviously, quick response from Ambert, bringing out 2 more Roland 3s if he knows that there's going to be aircraft in play. Commander vehicle coming in again for this point. Those Rangers still very much alive there. Panzer Grenadier Marder's taken a lot of damage, so he is pulling them back. I don't think that Ambert knows those Rangers are right next to his Panzer Grenadiers. Very hard to spot units in buildings, unless you're right up close to them. So, most of the fighting taking place here and in the middle. A little push of tanks here from Ski, going after those M48s. I mean, the M48s aren't anything special. Those Jaeger Aufkel getting some side shots on those Abrams, though. Has sensibly reversed those guys. Now we'll be putting a lot of fire down on the Jaeger Aufkel. 2 cluster bombers coming in again there to finish off. I would have said to finish off the M48, but actually they missed. Is he going to lose? He has lost 1 bomber. Second bomber looks like it's going to get out intact, but he lost another cluster bomber there. Those are the F-16 clusters. They're not great. They only have 2 bombs each. Certainly not the be-all and end-all of the bombers that are available to people in this game right now. In the center, I mean, this is a big change from the start of the game. You've got sort of Ambert not completely on the back foot, but certainly having to pull back. His forces are not in the good position they were before. He's not in control of the whole point. Up here, I would say Ski is currently in firm control of this area. And as we know, we've discussed before, if you're on the right-hand side of the map, so if you're the blue player, you need to be able to control this area to stop the reinforcements. And at the moment, Ski is very much in control of that. He knows that he needs to control that to be able to bring in reinforcements. Up here, not a lot of defense at all for Ski on that point. Ambert not making a push on it, though. Obviously doesn't know what's there. And sort of isn't really focusing attention there. Needs to focus attention on this huge cluster of stuff here and what's happening in the middle. And obviously the ongoing issues of the fact that there are Rangers sticking around behind him. But again, that's really interesting. Something we haven't seen for a little while in these games is someone taking stuff around the back to kill a CV. Obviously something I expect to see from more experienced players than newer players to these games. Sicherungs here, loads of Sicherungs coming in for Ambert. Obviously effective against infantry. Good cannon fodder. Grenadiers here, however, which are more useful against any tanks that might be coming in. There are a lot of vehicles coming in with infantry at this point, though. In fact, I'm actually slightly confused. They did come in vehicles, but I'm assuming... Oh, he brought them in trucks and they have all been sold. Cheaper way to bring in infantry if you just have them in trucks. Anti-tank coming in there, going after the Pivads. Did not kill it. May get out in one piece, but will be flying over these guys. They're Stingers, and Stingers didn't fire. Okay, so he has got out in one piece. I assume that was just an attempt to kill the Pivads, possibly an attempt to kill any tanks that were there as well. Sicherungs and Panzer Grenadiers fighting off against 3 squads there. Will really struggle. Another AT coming in there, taking out that final tank, but will be getting a lot of fire from the Pivads. Pivads not as good as they once were. The Spag anti-air is certainly not as good as it was previously, but Stingers still ridiculously accurate. Absolutely smashed that jet. 1 hit, 1 kill. Crazy. They really do need to do something about the balance of air and anti-air in this game. Stingers shouldn't be the best anti-air unit in the game by any means. And right now they are so ridiculously good still. Loads of Leopard 1A, 1A1s coming in there for Ambert. I assume going to be providing some fire support in the center. A little bit worried still about this point here. Those Rangers are still very much alive, along with these ones as well. And those guys have their weapons turned on. So any tanks that do get within range, they will engage. And the same for this one here. The weapons are all on. They will engage anything that comes past. Up here at the top, we're seeing Ski make a little bit of a push towards this area again with infantry. Obviously keeping the pressure on Ambert, putting him off making any kind of move onto this point here. Ambert still at plus 3 points. He is getting very close to winning here. 1,763 of 2,000. This is and 21 minutes in. It's going to be a challenge for Ski to push this back. I'm wondering what Ski has planned, because it's still plus 3. This is looking very much like it's going to be Ambert's win. All quiet on the Western Front in terms of aircraft right now. The fighting is really all about here. I must compliment Ski on doing such a really good job of keeping this area secure. It is vital for getting reinforcements to the center for him, and a lot of players kind of forget about it. And if they forget about it, then it allows the blue player to move across and take this point. If they have infantry in these buildings, if they have it in these forests, if they have it in this forest, there is such an impasse for the player on the left, the red player in this case, to get into this center point. Loads of M1s coming in again for Ski. Command vehicle there as well. This could be a stalling point for points coming in, but he is so close. Ambert is so close to that win. Incredibly so. Okay, so while I was watching that, in a double move, Ski has moved in that command vehicle and at the same time has used his Rangers to kill the command vehicle that was engulfed. Really quick maneuver there from Ski, doing both at once. So neutralized and destroyed. That means he is now plus 2, has cut off Ambert's point. And this is such an interesting game. I was not expecting any kind of stop at this point. I was just expecting Ambert to pile drive through for that win. All Ambert needs to do is kill a couple of command vehicles. Is he going to do it? Can he get infantry and choppers round the back to do that, just like Ski has done to him? I honestly don't know. I don't know what is in his deck. Loads of Panzer Grenadier Armadas coming in there. Some Jaegers coming in as well. I assume to come into this side of the point. Is he got another command vehicle? He does not. He's calling in some scouts to be able to see these Rangers. Rangers, there's only one of them left, but they've done their job. And that squad is still alive and at full strength. Jaeger Aufkall moving up. Rangers, Engineers moving up even. Abrams moved up into a more forward position as well. I mean, for me, this is Ski making a push at the bottom of the map potentially as well, with very few units, but is extending his front line. In the center right now, both players with reasonable forces on both sides, but for me, I think Ski has the bigger forces. He also has mech rifles with dragons, so he has a longer range on his infantry for anti-tank. Where is he going with those things? That's not great. They're stunned. I mean, ideally, yes, you want to get them into a position where they can fire at these tanks, but that means the tanks can fire at them. And tanks versus infantry, tanks will win, especially when there are this many of them. There's a 2A3 there as well. Oh, that was a 1A1 getting slaughtered by an Abrams. Lots of fire coming in. Oh, and it's dead. No, it's not. It's routed. That's why I can't click on it. It's taken a lot of damage. A lot of missiles coming in, and that's it dead as well. That was a Bradley firing at it. A chopper. Wow. Really aggressive maneuvers here from Ski. Very aggressive. Anything to kill those tanks. 2 cluster bombers coming in as well to do damage to those tanks, but they were already dead. Bit of a waste. Has lost one of those cluster bombers. Raven had come in for anti-radar, but don't know if it actually killed anything. There is something dead there. I think that was one Roland 3 dead. So I think it killed a Roland 3, but that was it. Wow. And Ski is pushing into this point. While we were busy in the middle, he has maneuvered his forces further forward. He does not want to allow a recap of this point. I think he will struggle to stop Ambert recapping it, because he still has forces here. But how many forces he can expend to do that, I'm not sure. This leopard, oh good, Ambert was watching. This leopard is getting hit by tank. He's going to lose it, yeah. I think the dragons did a lot of damage to it, and then the Abrams got a shot off as well. This has been spotted by those Jaeger Aufkull, and it is dead. What a turnaround. Loads of units here. Another Thunderbolt had come in there. It is going to escape undamaged. And Ski has pushed through the center point. Loads of units here for Ambert, but wow. Look at that pushback from Ski. That is fantastic. I am genuinely in awe of the pushback from Ski here. Very good use of air spam. Very good use of lots of infantry, lots of tanks, all coming in at the same time. Really aggressive maneuvers in the center there. Has managed to push while at the same time providing a massive distraction by attacking this point at the bottom. Firstly, with just a couple of ranger squads in choppers, how much it can distract even the best players in the game. When you suddenly distract their attention away and they're having to pull forces elsewhere, and this is what I keep saying, if you can cause someone a distraction, no matter how good they are at the game, no matter how good they are at multitasking, it's still a distraction. It still means they have to spend money elsewhere. Yes, you've lost money doing that little attack, but equally they're losing time and money to counter it, and it distracts them from elsewhere. And that's a big thing in this game, is if you can make your opponent concentrate on as many areas as you are concentrating on, at least you're evening the odds. And Ski has done a really good job of that here with the multi-pronged attack of attacking both Gulf and the center point at the same time. He moved into that top corner with a command vehicle and loads of infantry and tanks and took out this command vehicle at the same time, which meant that Ambert had to focus on both points at once, where really I think Ski was focusing on the middle and just used that as a distraction, and if he killed stuff, he killed stuff. But look at it now. Ski has moved up those few defensive units. I mean, he had very little there in Foxtrot. He has moved everything out of Foxtrot, but Ambert doesn't know that. Foxtrot is empty. He could move that Jaeger Aufkull into that point and kill that CV with very little resistance, if any. Whereas right now, you know, Ambert is having to deploy forces here to defend this point, and he's only up against a couple of infantry squads. The tank's dead, but he can't see those infantry squads. They're so well hidden. And in the center, look at how far Ski is pushed out. I mean, we can't see a lot because they're in the forest. Nice units when you zoom right in. Lovely graphics. Love the grass. But he's just... I mean, right now, I feel Ambert's outnumbered. He does have a nice tank for support there. Ski bringing in his Abrams as well, though. I think Ski is trying to rotate his infantry. It's very difficult to do in this game because infantry dies so quickly. Now, at the same time as all of this happening, bear in mind that Ski has committed his entire force. He has 2 command vehicles in this point now, and he has committed his entire force that was here to this point, and it's succeeded. But in succeeding in doing that, he has lost this area. This means that Ambert has now managed to push up forces and is now defending that point. It means that it will be difficult for Ski to get reinforcements into that center point. He's going to have to fight his way through past these grenadiers, and Ambert will probably push a couple more units forward there. Down here, we're seeing that, again, Ski is sort of being aggressive enough to keep the distraction on. His units are an annoyance that Ambert is trying to push on and both ignore at the same time, and still hasn't managed to kill these infantry. They're still there, they're still alive. He's pushing a little bit on these infantry here, but still there are 2 command vehicles in here, completely unprotected, but Ambert doesn't know it. This one, completely unprotected, but Ambert doesn't know it. Mech rifles going here, but these are defended. There is a TPZ Fox, and there is a Pioneer squad there, protecting this command vehicle. Looks a little bit far back, but obviously worried about choppers coming in. Jaeger moving up here will probably bump into these rifles. But right now, as far as the game is concerned, Ski, fantastic push, has secured that centre point. It's plus 3 points. I think he would have liked to have got that CV in here as well, but wasn't going to manage it. Is now calling in reinforcements to defend Foxtrot. And that is Ambert's opportunity to hit Foxtrot gone, probably. I don't think he'll be able to push back in there again. I mean, he has moved up a couple of tanks here. He's taken out all the infantry that was there. Right now, there is nothing defending Foxtrot. If he knew that, he could push in with that tank alone and kill these 2 CVs. Probably at least one of them before these mech rifles came in, at least anyway. But he doesn't know that. The beauty of hindsight, the beauty we have of being able to see this from this position. Jaeger did bump into these mech rifles, have deployed. There's a Kiowa there coming in to try and kill that CV. Ski being very aggressive, wants to kill that CV. Can he even see it though? No, I think he was trying to kill that TPZ Fox. The Fox is going for it. He's holding fire. He doesn't want to waste his missiles, but that anti-tank jet has killed it. More Blackhawks coming in there, being called in for Ski. Ski still holding that point very well. Here, Ski providing that distraction. His mech rifles there, going up against these Pioneer armbusts. Again, its focus is spread all over the map for this game. It's such an interesting game when you get, as I say, 2 experienced players. They're forcing each other to focus on all different areas of the map. Again, this is another refocusing of forces. Obviously, this command vehicle really under threat. That mech rifle squad will probably manage to kill it. And these Jaeger moving in to try and stop it. More grenadiers being called in there. Up here, lots of forces sort of clustered at the back. For Ambert, has managed to kill those infantry there, but not managing to push in. And there is now a tank for defense here. A couple of tanks there. Reinforcements have arrived in Foxtrot now. At least one of those squads of infantry finally dead from Ski, and that one's still alive. Hopefully Ambert will kill them now. What a turnaround for this match, people. What a turnaround. I am genuinely gobsmacked that Ambert was that close. That close. And because, of course, in these games there's no time limit currently, there is every reason for Ski to keep fighting. He can still win this. Now, whether it will be a draw, I don't know what the range is for a draw. I don't know if it's, you know, a couple of 100 points, 100 points, 50 points, and they have to be near each. I don't know. But this could be very tight. It could be a draw. This could be a win for Ski. I mean, in pure progression of forces and, you know, a general victory of tactics, I mean, you would give it to Ski if he can get to 2000 and Ambert doesn't manage it. Because for Ski to pull back from being that far behind, I've got to give him credit. I'd be stressed out of my mind if someone had got to 1896. I wouldn't be able to concentrate and play properly. But Ski has managed to recoup and push back hard. He's currently +5. He has killed that CV, by the way. I mean, I said it was going to happen. I'm sorry I didn't zoom in on it, but, you know, the job was done. He's killed it. He's +5. I mean, I tell a lie. Has he killed it? It's possible that... I don't know if that was a dead one or Ambert just pulled that out. I'm a little bit confused. Let me have a look, because it was parked in here. Just going to see if I can see a wreck. It's really hard to see in the forest. Maybe he did just pull it out. I apologise, Ambert. Maybe he did just pull it out. I don't know. But either way, you know, plus 5 points. Bomber's now coming in. A Raven coming in. Raven alive. One of the bombers has been killed. Oh, there's 2 Ravens. Down here, more reinforcements coming in for Ski. I just can't believe the turnaround in this game. I am so impressed. Back down to plus 3. Ambert has put his command vehicle back in this point. And it's been killed immediately by those mech rifles. Oh, wow. There it is, burning. Oh, dear. Ski must be giving himself a major pat on the back for having those guys in that position. Oh! Bradley with a TOW 2 getting a side shot on that beautiful Leopard 2A3. That's very disappointing. And it got out alive. Oh. My condolences, Ambert. That was a nasty loss right at the end there. This is such a close game. I'm like, how can Ambert push this back now? He could do a very aggressive push on Hotel. I think he has enough forces. If he moved everything to Hotel, he could kill that, definitely. Down here, he's bringing in Rolands. I don't think he has enough forces pushing to Foxtrot now. I think he's got enough units to perhaps push Hotel, but I tell a lie. I've just spotted these 3 tanks here. Look at these 3 tanks coming in. Oh wow, and I mean this is an attack move. This is a attack move all of these tanks. I mean, this is Ski does not care. This is Ski needing to stop as many units as he can. Because I suspect Ambert was thinking the same. He's got a lot of units here. Could he have pushed that point? And Ski is like, yeah, I'm having none of that. Attack move. Everyone just attack. All these tanks move in. I don't care if they die. I just have to stop any push at this point. And here, again, an attack move. Ambert moving in all these infantry, but it's going to be too little too late. Not for lack of trying. I mean, Ambert has put up such a massive fight. Look at this. Rushing a command vehicle in here. Unfortunately, it's probably going to be killed by all of these, and that's the game. Oh, Ambert. That was an amazing game. You fought so well. Look at how tight the kills and losses are in this game. That was an exciting game. You know what? That was a really well-deserved draw. And equally, I feel Ski deserved to be the one to push those points to 2,000. But that was a proper draw. That was a proper back and forth. But amazing to Ski for that pushback in the centre and the distraction of hitting 2 points at once. And amazing for Ambert for fighting back and keeping the aggression up, even though he was on the back foot at the end there. Wow. But amazingly well played to both players. Yeah, my hat is off to Ski for being so close to losing, holding it together and doing those 2 aggressive pushes. I would have been in bits by that point. So I cannot stress enough how impressed I am, and equally how impressed I am for Ambert doing that aggressive pushback right at the end. Look at how many kills that Bradley got. Bradley's still so good in this game, ridiculously good. Mech Rifle's doing a really good job as well. Don't underestimate the Dragons. M1 Abrams. Just wow. Amazing. And at the other side, Leopard 2A3 is dishing out the damage. Roland's dishing out the damage. And more Leopard 2A3s. Really good tanks. Really good tanks. Fantastic game. Well done, guys. I hope the people enjoyed watching this video, because I really enjoyed casting it. That was an exciting game with a lot of back and forth and a lot of unexpected turns, shall we say. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please like, share and subscribe. And stay tuned for some more WARNO videos. We'll be doing some more of the tournament this coming week.